each and every one of those contexts, our motivation is extremely important. And so here we are in the context of listening to, receiving the Dharma teachings, and there is a particular kind of perception or notion that we ought to bring to mind. And it is to think of ourselves as someone who is gravely ill, someone who is gravely ill, and to think of the Dharma as medicine, to think of the spiritual teacher as an extremely skilled physician, and to think of listening to the teachings, contemplating them, and meditating upon them as being like taking the medicine.
Dharma. Sanskrit legat ke Dharma, Pali ke Dharma. So Nara Sushima le biju ke ta, biju nande biju ta. Biju nande ke chusi nande chhe. Chhe se jiri shega ko. Shega le ye na chi suma yul di shega chi. Chi suma ki yul ki nam sha na korla lo yun che ke tene lo yun chi su ti sa tham de ta si je yo. No se ti ko cha ti ko la lo yun che yun yun. La porti la tarva da tanto de su ti lo yun che chi ko ba. Tene no se non c'è come la più macina, al giocare, senza amore. Tabii macina giocare, senza amore. Karısı sonu yiyor ki non c'è tamçılıyor. Non c'è ki se non c'è paşa. Lam tarafta taşıcı bir götürde paşa. Şey sonu yiyor ki non c'è tam. Yapmışıyor. I'm very happy many of you look very seriously. We need to seriously, we need to listen Dharma seriously. We need to know the Dharma genuinely, purely, and we need to apply. We shouldn't take Dharma as very light casual or tradition or show off here there. We need to take seriously touch to heart. We need to be serious practitioner. We need to be compassionate. If anyone becomes compassionate, that is a practitioner. If doctor is very compassionate doctor, that doctor is a supreme doctor. Not only skills about the medical, a medical skill, if short of kindness, then doctor search. Time is money. So there is this rush, and then lot of mistake comes. Not small mistake. Who did the compassion? Everyone. Specifically, where we learn compassion from mom. Our first compassion teacher is mother. We cannot find, if we want an example, what is the real meaning of compassion? Unselfishness and unselfishness. Unselfish love is only mother has, only father has. This talking of love, emotional love, or how do you say? The romantic love is dangerous. Romantic love is very deep, not sure. I love you or I hate you. I love you. Without you, I cannot survive. Then, after some time, I hate you. With you, I cannot survive. So what kind of love? That love is artificial love. That love is selfish love. Selfish love is based on need. I need you because you have this. So you don't really love the person. You love this. Or I love you. Why? Based what? Based attraction. So when you no need, love go. When your attraction go, love go. When you less need, your love is less. No need, zero love. Less attraction, no attraction, love go. So, unselfishness, love. What are we teaching? Medicine and compassion. What really? We need to be compassionate. Doctor needs to be very compassionate. And the nurse needs to be very compassionate. Also, patient needs to be very compassionate. If everybody is very compassionate, we can help and serve much more. In the world right now, what we're facing? Not less of education, not lack of education, not lack of definitely technology, not lack of economic. Where the economy goes? To armies. Then where it goes? For weapons. Why? To destroy country to country. We need more army, more weapons. Because you build this side more, and that side more. Competition. Economic war. And then it brings economic war. It will bring also the weapon war. Also it will bring suffering.
Famine, starvation.
Starvation. It brings starvation. One after another. So yes, we are believers. We pray every day. Sometimes they will give the demonstration. The more give the church. How many times we chant these words? You know what effect? So now we need to know what is the real effect is the Dharma knowledge. I am working seriously with doctors and scientists and scholars and religion believers who have little bit of sort of where and they want to learn more about how to make this world is more safe. This world is not safe. Hundreds of years before, yes, we living has emotion. Yes, right now we have emotion. This emotion is becoming double more, how you say, more worse, more the negative emotions worse than before. No. Or yes. What is yes? Help of technology. These days emotion negative emotion can make whole world destroy. What is that? What kind of emotion? The mental portion. What is that? Greedy. Like Russia and Ukraine. What happened? I know it. I went both places. I have center there. Most God I went first to this temple there. And you can also. So, what happened? Half of people, they think. What they think? Proud and greedy. Proud what? We're a big, we're a powerful nation. Greedy. Ukraine is so small. I will check within 24 hours. Discuss with people. Cheap armies. Yes, yes. We can send 100,000 trucks. And within 24 hours we will get it. Now what happened? How many people lost their life in the Russian side, in the Ukraine side, in the other nations? The whole world is shaking now. The effect of one brings another. It's like virus. Economic virus is connected with war. It also is a disease also connected to each other. So we, with this deliverance, we should just wait and say, oh, I'm doing puja, I'm doing this puja, that puja, and then go, it's not enough. Each of us, we need to change our mind. We need to become more soft, more kind, more wiser. How to bring soft, how to bring more kind, how to bring more wiser. Where is knowledge you can get? Where? In Oxford? Huh? I went many times there. Or at Harvard University. This is sometimes very funny. We Asians are very funny. The Asians people go to get degree. With this degree, Europe or America, PhD. Silly. No. We need to get PhD degree from monastery. Yes, we need to learn doctor. In economics or science, you need to go pursue. Shouldn't go back to learn technology. So, point is, whole world becomes shaky, and what is the destroy the world? Number one, doubt, self-centered. Number two, greedy. And second, because proud and greedy bring mind very unstable. Your judgment is not clear. Saying 24 hours we will get it. And we will put our flag over there. What happened? A terrible situation. It brings one country to another. So urgently, we need to pass the loving kindness and wisdom, systematic, logically, applicable. Not only up there, go some, or go monastery, become monk or nun. No. That is the very good way. But everybody will not become monk and not need to become monk. Or not. But urgently we need his gambling knowledge. And what I see, how we know the Dharma is very, and how we take the Dharma very cautious. Mata Moti. Hanka Purka. When I give teaching in the book, I said this. Hanka Purka. motive, they counted, show up each other, I did this, I did 1 million, I did this, I did this, I also delivered. But not only that, that is not number one important. Number one important is we need to learn how to practice Dharma. What is Dharma? What is Dharma? I said that Dharma is 10 different meanings. So they say that number that each unit lasts of 10. How vast, how difficult. So that is months and months spending in monastery. Said that, Dr. Satya still just studying. I'm still studying. I'm a student. Whole life, need to learn. If we have more knowledge in Dharma, if we apply, we become more good practitioners. If we not practice the Dharma, only learn the theory and dry scholar, that is it. Extremely. In the world, one of the highest education is Dharma education. If you become proud, there is no other religion. So that is when we learn, the meaning need to touch immediately in our heart. We need to become soft. Like yesterday we were talking impermanence. I'm quite sure there before today different audience way of thinking. I'm quite sure each of you become more soft. If mind is more soft, then you automatically will be more kind. Otherwise, it's forcing each other, so be kind to others. It's affection. If we kind to others, affection, kindness is business. Genuine kindness is coming from heart. So, in the world, what we really face is the lack of kindness. In school, in medically, in religion, within the family, the kindness is very important. If not kind, husband and wife, non-stop quarrel. Non-stop quarrel. An affair. How do we destroy each other? It's terribly teaching to the children. Children will become like that. So, who has the most perhaps duty? It starts from family. Father and mother need to love and care and respect and then share each other. Why? They have big responsibility. What is the big responsibility? Their children. It's not enough just children sent in good school and buy this and that. Need to shut up. Some years before I was in Hong Kong, and then some students, and they showing me some magazine. In the magazine in Hong Kong, one of the teachers' man's son is how you say, they're caught and they're put in jail. And the reason is that he went to shopping mall and he picked up a steal. And not $200. He picked up steal and they're caught. They're put in jail. So then the newspaper asked him, why? You are one of the richest sons. Now, why are you stealing? Oh, I want attention. Nobody make me attention. My family never got me attention. Why my family says to go there, just give me money and buy a sport car. Every year I buy 6, 7 sport cars. So I feel I'm lonely. I'm so happy today. My name is in the newspaper. Everybody talking about me. Ha ha ha, I'm so enjoying. How wonderful. Happiness does not come from material. Happiness comes from here. Happiness does not come from amount. Happiness comes from appreciation. So that is number one duty. Permanent need to be harmony. Parents need to love and care to children. If that happens, the children will care and love to parents. If that happens, the future generation will continue that. And Papa Mandi is also, children will also. Papa Mandi fight, children will fight, of course. Because what they show. So that is just the Dharma ideology is true. Life will change. Unfortunately, these days, who really want to listen to the Dharma teachings, seriously, it's Western, not Asians. It's very sad. And now the Asian young generations want to get teachings. Some they wish, some they imitate. Westerns are into Dharma, so we must learn. Western, everything is copy Western. Western has Western quality, Eastern is physical quality. Western is American. The Buddhist dance, not culture. Not Lama dance, not puja, not dharma. They know how Buddhists know about mind. The most important is mind, not subject. Thought. Sound, smell, taste. Unreliable. What we think happiness has come from outside. If I have more, then I'm happy. So, again, another short story. When I was in England, the medicine company. So one of the Indians, they become richest, one of the richest men in London. He owns so many factories and this and that. Then they asked, BBC asked questions to him. Oh, you came from India and we believe you are very people say you are Pope-headed. Now you are one of the richest. What do you think? And he says, oh, people will think I'm very successful. I feel that I'm very unsuccessful. I have no free will. I'm wishing that to be my normal life. I can free. I have nothing. Now I have nothing. My hands, my legs, everything is, I feel hand flaps. Yes, thousands of people are walking me, but the whole day I need to fight. Fight here, fight there, so it's saying, please don't do like me. So force is efficient is very important. Not need to stop whatever we want to gain. We will continue. But simply we need to appreciate our life and not appreciate what we have in life. So now we're talking Dharma and Dharma. Dharma is church. Church is no way using no shop. Tan none did the same no shop. Tan none seems to be no shop. She uses no shop. Love her about the things in the YouTube, no shop. Chat someone to repeat on it. Then pop go. I just said, it's everybody wanted to do. 각 발라서 먼저 컨트롤 리시스입니다. 이게 제고 다른 데 넘어서 이렇게 주문은 제대로 주문 시간을 제대로 줘야 돼. 제대로 줘야 내가 소서 세주되게 근데 뭐라지? 대체적으로 뭐라지? 야 I am closely discussing with top scientists in these days, Russian scientists, American scientists. I went to America, in Boston University, for the serious seminar with top artificial intelligence. So now what I think, we shouldn't just talk, Buddhist like this science and this is not enough. Actually, Dr. Shin really when I went first time to Harvard University, very opportunity, 20 years. You are there, 20 years? And they want to learn about the compassion, medicine compassion. And many full of topics. And their whole is they all just nice table, nice white cloth and flower, tea, and some chocolate, and pen, and paper. And I sit on chair, they all sit on chair. Then they're looking to me seriously, many old doctors looking. And they're noting. And that talk can be more serious. Then I said, Kim, how to cultivate the loving kindness and compassion? Meditation. No other solution. Then there's a how to meditate. We want to meditate. So next day, no chair, no tea. Everybody sit on the floor. We meditate. And before that, I heard when you go to this kind of university, you shouldn't ask them to practice. I said, so they said they want to cultivate. I said, if you want to cultivate, you need to meditate. So then the law was blocked first time in Harvard University. Now they are allowed to send practice. The Buddhist has an academic system changed. Now the teacher will say, I'm a Buddhist. Now there is a Buddhist way of practice now. Now we shouldn't only stuck in tradition. We shouldn't ignore the tradition. We need to know the tradition value. Why we prostrated? Why we prostrated? And why we prostrated to you? You to you. What is the effect? What is the reason? So, again, 5 years ago, maybe 40 years, maybe more. And when I traveled in Europe and America, I told to my translator, Eric, Eric, I think you guys don't make throne, they make politics throne for this. I said, I will not stay on throne. And he says, why? I said, we need to change. Maybe in Western world, belief is throne is changed. And I don't want people to report us to need to do prostration. And we should do chant to what? No, it is, I understand what you say, and you have a very open mind. But please, it is very, you must sit on the throne. And we must pray the traditional way. And if anyone to prostitute, let them to prostitute. So now, why prostitution? Number one, we have proud. So religion of proud is a politeness. One of the most effective politeness in the earth. In our body, highest is the head. The most lower and the delicate is the floor. We touch our head to floor. Two, to impartial, loving kindness. And the alternate truth. Why? We want to gain impartial, loving kindness, and compassion, and the Shunyata Jnana. We like to gain ourselves. So there is this respect for that. So that is the observation effect. Mandala, joke, why do you write to? No, it has effect. What is the effect? We have greetings. We have Niserena. We don't want to give easily. Hold, everything, hold. So now it's some kind of open to generosity. Not only this life, many lives, we might be hurtful things here and there, harmful things. So, we don't want to be harmful, hurtful, deeper. So, how to clean with that? Regret is so much power. If we not get know each other, if we really regret from bottom heart, say, I'm so sorry. You forgive me. Sometimes they become better than before. How far? Sapa. Jesus, Chubu Pava. Younger is the Java. Yama. This third village has so much powerful. So powerful. So now, main point is, what is the church? Church, in Java use the tree. Church is what? Church means Jew. Jew means Gosum. Gosum, Jew. Gosum, change. What change? Your negative emotion change to positive. How to do that? Before you not wear, not care, and you doing, can not virtue. You all know tendency, not virtue. We will not kill. We will not care for living mosquito. We will not stay each other. But we really need to know everyone, sexualness, temple, taking hurt and harm. Destroy the happiness. And the word, also word, there's many other words. What is the word? We need to be aware of speaking. To be honest, and many non-believers, No. No believers. Not like much. The honest is very important. We believe, of course, that made you believe, but we are anciently, whatever it is, sometimes unnecessary life. Unnecessary life. And we think life is like that. Just like laughing each other. Bad words. Harmful words is not bad. So, if you really say very harmful words, it will not take back. Its whole life it will just harm. And it is it wounded mind. Physical wound we can kill, we can cure. Mental wound difficult to kill. So now what to do? So that is we need to be aware and cure as soon as possible. Yes, anger is already there. Yes, through whatever it is. If we say any kind of harsh words, it came from not positive mind. It definitely from the negative mind. The negative mind will never do good, never say good, never think good. It will harm not only others, harm yourself. So that is mental poison. The worst person is a chap down mountain. Yeah? So that is good. Good means change. Negative change is a positive. So now, what is our Buddhist towards practice? What is the practice? Oh, generation, I'm generous practitioner. I'm Baba practitioner. I'm Tarak followers. Same is Hindu. Hindu say, I'm Shivaji. I'm Shivaji follower. Well, so I'm saying, I'm Kali follower. So what different? It's not different. For us, not that. For us, practice is, first, number one practice is you need to give up pain knowledge. That's first out. If we success that, then we are Buddhists. So they were not Buddhists. We were fake Buddhists. A pretentious Buddhists. So we need to give up all ten non-virtues. Now in ten non-virtues inside, I said it. Lying is not true. No? And Thomas is very good. Very good. Divine. Harsh word. And gossip. Unnecessary. Within the gossip, if you listen, so much emotion there. And in emotion there, you not talk that good. This is something here, that, this is something. And your friends, if you have a friend, have which quality you may speak. If anyone is not so close, you like to bring them or not. I said to Mrs. Dr. Hama, this is only saying to you all. Nothing looks like that. So, now what I said. If we not learn Dharma knowledge quick as possible, future generation will become nihilism. Why? Already in the word majority is nihilism. Chata. Why? Why Cheta appear this virus? What kind of virus? Science virus. Even in Asians, they talk this says, oh, I love to practice spiritual. What is spiritual? Joke. What is spiritual? In West, people are not so faith and trust to religion, different reasons. But then they like to do something. They become hippie, they become yappy. One day they become hippie, now become yappy. And now they become, oh, spiritual. What is spiritual? There's no good answer. Just that it's very cozy, one day, touch it, that is good. So now, practice, how to practice. Then if we give up 10 non-virtues, guaranteed we will not get that result. We will not enter in Nyima, Nida, Dundu. Nesusu to Lutin, even if we not chant one mantra. It's respected, it's logical. If we not chant one mantra, if we not do anything, do this practice, if we give up 10 non-virtues, there's nowhere to gain the no result. Nowhere. Even you want to go to hell. But if you're chanting lot, if doing it using a lot of money to calm lot of calm, you're chanting million mantras, when you keep doing 10 non-virtues, you will end up. So when I speak in Nepalese, you see, these days in Nepal, those how you say, famous people, rich people, politician people, they want to listen to talks. So they one day in fancy hall, and then they want me to give teaching. And they're making a lot of welcome to me, they go, outside. Then they came in. And then most of them rich people. Big car, big diamond, jewelry, showing this up, Then I look, I feel very sad. That's very sad. Why? They're so attaching that is the really success. They think this their achievement because they have this well, that well. Sure, each other. I say, oh, Sauji, I said, in Nepali, I said, oh, Sauji, Dhamewala, तपाईँहरू हिरा मोतीहरू एकदम पार्छ तपाईँहरूको फ्याक्ट्री साइड in Nepal, some are very rich. But I said, today I'd like to say honest, and my speech is a little bit sour, but I'm saying from my heart to really came to all of you. So, if possible, I don't mind, but if you feel uneasy, that's your problem. I said, we need to be aware. You all very lucky. Yes, you all got not only 5-star hotel, maybe 7-star hotel. You can reach it. Okay? Yes, you have 2 feet. Yes. Your hotel is 2 feet. And 7 stars. But that's not last one, you know that. And that hotel also you borrow. It's not belong to you. You have nothing. Everything is you borrow. You need to give back. What we have is the physical body. This physical body is we borrow from five elements. And they are very kind. They let us to use 1890 years. The contact is not that long. Contact.
Yes,
The contact is not very long. Difficult to overpass 100 years. And what is that unpredictable? When they will check, I'm not sure. In the womb, they check. Young, they check. Going, coming. In West, I asked some doctors, in the world, the one disease will make it, the majority people to die. What disease? These doctors are so famous. And then says, oh, majority not dying by disease. Then I said, what? Majority is dying by accident. I said, what kind of? Any kind of accident, also all accident, death pain. And because of that, difficult. Recovery is done. So I want to also that to everyone we to be aware. All of you have papa, mommy, and speaker, grandfather, grandmother. Please make sure when they go toilet, when they go kitchen, when they go there, climb up the stairs down. You need to repeat it to them beware. And you need to really help them. And many are failing at that. It's very sad story in West. When they're eating and then they live alone, some they don't want to go old age house. And even I know some of them, my friends. And they just fell in college and died and they could, because they living alone. After few days they found. How did they die? How so? Toilet, kitchen, and in some staircase, one of them was straight. So that is issue. Old age is suffering. And so need to be aware and take care. Now, one more. 다 내게 어쩌지 빵나 예술도 그게는 나는 다 비춰라래나. 그걸 놓아야 돼. 렌즈를 놓아. 다 근데 이제 개월 수 약속만 해 가르쳐. 둘이 싸다네 이제 또. 싸다 내가 다음에 이제 이 말에 대해서 록박이 독초. That's 록박이 독초. Now here, believe me, pass. In the world, whatever religion follows, their religion follower means the base in faith and what you say. So there is in the world, religion believes in faith and trust is quite stable. I'm not saying religion, quite stable. So this world is becoming more gentle. Because the Christians said, don't do bad. Don't lie, don't cheat. Give and serve. Patience is good. Good? Giving is good. And why? Because of the God will accept. So that the believers, they really follow much as they could. Same Hindu, Muslim, other religions. And in the Buddhism, our parents and grandparents were of belief about Dharma unshaken. Past life, future life, cause and effect, health and heaven, they 100% believe. That belief is the answer to power. That's it, yeah. Yeah, that is the answer to power. Based on that, then they can develop law. But now modernized, smart, educated. Huh? It destroys them, not believing them, and using one channel that is very bad technology. Monte. Blind faith. This is very dangerous. First said blind faith, then it leads to nihilism. So what is very shaky because human mind is become nihilism. If the human majority is more nihilism, and leaders are become more nihilism. This world is little of democracy, little whatever policy, public property and monarchy, democracy, or whatever we go. Who controls the whole world? Who controls the world? Technology. Technology will control. How they control? This is latest. Not sure. You will not accept latest. Now, sir, gone. Latest. Latest is no end. So we need to change and change. Bhutan, still looking very nice, very cold and clear. In the world, everybody is following the fashion. The fashion design is a handful of people. Handful of people that design. Then what happened? Then everybody make a follow. So now here, what we want to share you, important is how to practice Shu. Number one, you do what you want. Number two, do what you don't do. Base is that. Then if you do Shine comes good. Why there is no such a thing? Then if you do Latin will help. Then if you do practice of changing geography, you can do it. Otherwise, it cannot. Your mind is so polluted, so emotionally. Huh? So there is now. Should share. So now I will go a little bit on before 6. Fazer pessoas de chuchu capa, estava capaz de estabelecer a instituição de ser feminina numa fazer instituição de ser feminina numa fazer
Rinpoche said in English most of the things that he said also earlier in Tibetan, but the ones that he didn't, I'll just try and share some of those briefly. So when we talk about the Dharma, what the real meaning is what we can come to know. That's what Dharma actually refers to. The Sanskrit word is karma, the Pali word is dhamma, and in the Himalayan region, we use the word chö, which is the word for Dharma in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And so what it refers to actually is objects of knowledge, what we can come to know. And this includes outer perceived objects, as well as the inner perceiving mind, and the path that leads to liberation and omniscience. Outer perceived objects, there's quite a flourishing tradition in the world of studying about those things. People do study and learn about perceived objects, what we perceive out there in the world. But there are quite fewer, much less people, who actually learn about the mind, the inner mind, which does the perceiving. And there are even fewer who learn about the path that leads to liberation and omniscience. But if we don't learn those things, if we don't study the Dharma, then we lack that kind of knowledge, definitely about the inner perceiving mind and the path that leads to liberation, but we don't even gain a full picture of outer perceived objects unless we really learn and study the Dharma. And so that is the fault or the flaw of not learning the Dharma, is that we actually lack the full picture of what it is that we can and ought to come to know, in particular with respect to the mind that perceives things and the path that leads to liberation and omniscience. And so we talk so often about wanting to bring happiness and the causes of happiness to all beings and maybe be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, but it's not enough just to say that. We have to understand what we mean and apply this in action. The word Dharma has so many different meanings. It has 10 different meanings traditionally, which are included objects of knowledge, the path, nirvana, things that we perceive, mental objects, and so on. There are so many different meanings of this term. But in short, we can say it refers to these three aspects of a presentation of outer perceived objects, a presentation of the inner perceiving mind, and a presentation of the path that leads to liberation and omniscience. But these things can all be established and understood through logical reasoning. It's not that we have to be able to accept them just on the basis of faith because the Buddha taught that. In particular, when having conversations with scientists about the Dharma, they just are not going to believe something just because the Buddha said. But there's actually no need for them to believe it just because the Buddha said so, because we can establish the Buddha's teachings through logical reasoning. It's not necessary just to accept them on the basis of the Buddha's own words. And since that's the case, in the Buddhist context, we can have a dialogue with scientists about the Buddhist teachings. Other traditions, other religious traditions are more difficult actually to establish through logical reasoning, and that's why you see scientists debating and arguing against religious traditions. But in the Buddhist context, because we can establish through logic and through reasoning what the Buddha taught, we can have that kind of conversation and dialogue with science, and they're open to that kind of conversation. Rinpoche was speaking also about the importance of what we call the 7 branch practice of making prostrations or homage, offering, confession, rejoicing in the goodness that others have engaged in, requesting a teacher to turn the wheel of Dharma, making a request to the teacher not to pass into nirvana, and making dedications and aspirations. These practices are transformative because they do what the Dharma is meant to do. The word Dharma, chö, also has a sense of chö, to change, to transform. And so that is what the Dharma is meant to do, to change or to transform our 3 gateways of body, speech, and mind, to change those from negative states, like the 3 poisons, attachment and aggression and stupidity, which are the worst poisons that we experience, to transform those into positive qualities. And so our first step, as Rinpoche mentioned also in English, in Dharma practice is to avoid, to abandon, to stop engaging in the 10 non-virtues. And the benefit of this is that if we do not engage in the 10 non-virtues, if we really refrain from them, we will not be reborn in the 3 lower realms. It closes the gateway to lower rebirth, avoiding these kind of 10 non-virtuous actions. Because karmic cause and effect is unfailing. And so when we stop engaging in that kind of non-virtue, we will not be reborn in the 3 lower realms. The benefit then of practicing the 10 virtues is that we will create the circumstances for rebirth in higher realms, in a human body, birth among the gods or the asuras, the demigods. So that kind of rebirth results from avoiding the 10 non-virtues and taking up the practice of the 10 virtues. When we talk about the non-virtues of the mind, they are covetousness, ill will, and wrong view. So the opposite of wrong view is what we need to cultivate. And the opposite of wrong view is the authentic view, the correct and the authentic view. And in the past, a lot of times people just had some kind of belief or trust or faith in religion. But here in this context, we can actually come to understand, we must come to understand correctly and directly the authentic view in the Buddhist context. Our practice, again, is to avoid the 10 non-virtues and to take up the practice of the 10 virtuous actions, which are their opposites. And these, Rinpoche mentioned earlier, but killing, stealing and sexual misconduct, lying, speaking harshly, speaking divisively, and idle chatter and gossip, and then ill will, covetousness, and wrong view. So it is our responsibility to avoid those and to take up their opposites. And when we do this, then we become capable of practicing shamatha. And when we're capable of practicing shamatha, or calm abiding meditation, that opens the door for us to be able to practice vipassana, this kind of insight meditation. And then we become capable of the generation stage practices and completion stage practices. And we become capable of doing those because our mind is not shaky because of the afflictive emotions. So again, Dharma means what we can or ought to come to know. And so when we talk about the Dharma, we can condense them into these 4 seals of the Dharma, or what are also called the 4 aspects of the authentic or pure view. And these condense the Buddha's teachings into 4 points, and it's very important for us to actually understand what they are, so I'll speak a little bit about them here.
That scientific institute, myself, if you look at Tawa is what they were saying. She can be young, but Tawa like Japan. She can be young, she can be young, but Tawa the car. You can be there. She might be here. Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, so yes. How can you tell me? Maybe. It's just a kid that has this young person. It is the young person. It is the young person. Please let us young it. Then last time I attempted to do something, young person going on. It is the young person. Something never laughed. And then she never just told us again. It becomes good.
So if someone accepts these 4 seals of the Dharma, then we can say that that person is a Buddhist. Everyone who accepts and believes in those 4 is a Buddhist, and someone who doesn't is not. We can kind of distinguish in this way. When we speak about the practice of the 10 virtues, which are the opposite of the 10 non-virtues, We need to understand that, as mentioned, the three non-virtues related to the mind are ill will and covetousness or greed and wrong views. So what about wrong view? What does that actually refer to? We need to understand that. So here, what it means is having the thought, the idea, there is no such thing as past and future lives. There is no such thing as karmic cause and effect. There is no such thing as hell. There is no such thing as heaven. So we can say in this context that those ideas, that kind of perspective is what we call wrong view. From the perspective of Buddhist followers, those of us who follow the Buddha. And so in the Buddhist context, to have correct view, in a worldly sense, you could say a worldly or ordinary kind of correct view, would be to believe and to have the confidence that there are past and future lives, that karmic actions do have effects, that there is karmic causality in an unfailing way, and that there are such things as the three lower realms and the three higher realms, that these are, that that's true. To believe or accept that is correct view or authentic view in the worldly sense, within the Buddhist view, in Buddhist context, to really believe that in a heartfelt way. And that then can become the foundation, that worldly correct view in Buddhist context can and does become the foundation for taking up the path of practice that leads to liberation and omniscience. If we don't have that kind of correct view, just ordinary correct view within the Buddhist context, to think that somehow practicing shamatha and vipassana and generation stage and perfection stage is going to bring some result, it's kind of like a joke. It doesn't really work without that kind of foundational correct view.
Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Sanjati, duche,
What did the Buddha say? He said that all conditioned things, everything that is conditioned, or we could say compounded, all of those things are impermanent. They are impermanent, but why? What's the reason? Well, it's because no matter how many things we gather and accumulate, eventually, in the end, it's going to run out. It's because every time we connect and meet, in the end, we will go our separate ways. It's because everything that we build eventually will be destroyed. It will come to an end, fall down. And it's because every single person or being who has been born, whoever has been born, we will all die. Another way of saying that is that it is impossible to gather things together and have them not run out. It's just not possible. It is impossible that a meeting, a connection, is not going to end in parting ways. That's not possible. It's impossible that we would build something that wouldn't eventually fall down. That's not possible. And it's impossible to be born and not die.
내가 차례 내가 신을 차례 내가 봐도 세요. 주진적 교환적인 내가 보면 뭐예요? 주의 교환적 주진 교환적 주진 교환 주수 교환 주수 딱 이제 도서가 마구시에요. 교환 네 주세요. 이거 값을 봐봐. 그거 되는지 뒷받침도 그거 되고 처음에 주세 메타 아니면 주수 되나 딱 이 가르쳐 제발서는 주세 탐지의 최대 주세 배우고 최탐지 소자적으로 다 내가 많이 때에 이렇게 이유는 내가 딱 내가 지금 내가 많이 때에 이미 유잖아요. 그 남이야 딱 관계되지. 그때 어떤 소리하고 좀 sabsabt sono mancanze cosa la cavolo. Di come dice c'è tanto c'è. Dice che c'è tanto c'è tanto c'è tanto. 얘네 제가 나빠야 찾아요. 근데 dice che c'è tanto che non è abbastanza cosa 아니 대선 되는 추상지 대파를 맡겨봐야 또 어떻게 되는 데는 남의 생각이 또 어떻게 찍잖아요. 그냥 시작이 사모이 내가 있으면 이제 한번 쓰기 얘나요. 근데 나는 거기 하면 이제 그냥 마시는 편입니다. 네 친구들이 약혼지 않는 제가 약혼지 생각이 있어요. 이 약혼지 제가 이제 내는 다 답을 주고요. 아, 로지를 많다고 저기 고쳐서 같이 그리고 고치 치면 고치 말하는 거예요. And we have done till what? Okay.
So this is the Buddha's own statement, right? That all conditioned things are impermanent. And the Buddha's words are valid, they're authentic, and they're unfailing. So there's no reason for us to have any doubt about it. But if we want to...
That is for Buddhists. But non-Buddhists, especially for scientists, they need to understand very logical. Because suppose they are logical followers. And what science is saying, whatever we discover is just truth at that time. Because we are on process. And science says, what we are marrying our Buddhism, you settle. We are not settled. We are in process. But people think when we say something, wow, we think we are wow. Why? This is another one, wow, one that countless wow. Bottom line is, we are on process. The Buddhism is subtle. You can explain to everything clearly. And why do you call religion? Buddhism is not religion. Buddhism is science and mind. I said, whatever name you like to put, okay. But Buddhism is not only science or mind. Huh? It's many forms. Buddhism has many forms. Okay, no one to waste time. No one to talk silly. Okay.
So we can actually establish this statement that the Buddha made through logical reasoning. And we can do so, the statement that all conditioned things are impermanent. We can do so on a coarse level, we can do so on a subtle level, and we can do so on an extremely subtle level. And we can do so by talking about the perspective of the subject, also the perspective of the object, also talking about how things change and transform in terms of the three times, the past, present, and future. There's a lot that we could say about it, but to explain in a way that has very sharp and easy logic or reasoning, I explain it in this way, or I wrote these lines which explain it in this way. So if we really consider the subject, which is all conditioned phenomena, all conditioned phenomena means forms, sounds, smells, tastes, textures, all of the sense pleasures. It means ourselves, it means others, it means everything. Everything that is a compounded thing or a conditioned thing. All of those things are impermanent. And we can say on a very coarse level that they're impermanent because they change every moment. We can say it like that, right? But that's coarse. On a more subtle level, we can say that why is it that these things are impermanent? How can we understand through logic that these things are impermanent? It's because they don't have the opportunity, the occasion to remain unchanged for a single instant. There's not a single instant where they have the opportunity to remain permanent or unchanged. So that's a more subtle way of understanding that kind of impermanence. And if we don't think very carefully about it, if we don't really think well about it, it can be difficult to understand what that statement actually means. But if we do understand that, what it also implies is that all conditioned things neither come into being, nor do they remain, nor do they cease. They're not born, they don't remain, and they don't end. So they are beyond actually arising, abiding, and ceasing. All conditioned things are like that. Now, if we don't really investigate and really examine and take this seriously, then we do have that idea about things. We think they come into being, we think they last for a while, and then they cease, right? That's what we think. But if we really think very, very carefully about this statement, that all conditioned phenomena are impermanent because they don't have the opportunity to remain unchanged even for an instant, then we can understand that these things are not truly real in the first place. They're not even real, all of these conditioned phenomena. And if we understand that, then this also can lead us to a deep understanding of the absence of self. So each of these kind of logical reasonings and each of these understandings opens the door to another way, a deeper way also of understanding. So it's extremely profound. Just this one statement is extremely profound if we really, really take it seriously and contemplate very carefully what is meant there. Otherwise, if we don't do that, we end up stuck at a very kind of light level of understanding, just kind of taking things at a very surface level and not really integrating it into our experience in a way means examining, investigating, and really feeling confident about the understanding of the impermanence of these conditioned things. And that's really transformative for our mind. That is what will open up the gateway for Dharma practice for us. That's what inspires us. That's what brings us a sense of joy and inspiration towards Dharma practice, is taking these kind of statements, or this particular statement, in fact, seriously. Because what we're doing then is basically we are opening the door to taking up the path that leads to liberation and omniscience. Otherwise, the door is closed. But who closed it? We have closed that door on ourselves until we allow it to open.
Otherwise, if we take the Dharma, knowledge or Dharma passion, and take it very lightly, it's just lip service. One also, what we chanted, we don't know what we mean. Now, yesterday when I start teaching, I said sentient beings are confused. Since truth now, one day. Mata truth now. Mata truth. 가르치는 표현이 나타나고 완전 truth. truth 그냥 가냐. 그걸 또 말하는 거야. 제가 날 지금 하고 또 소리 있잖아. 맞아가지고 Therefore, hope is suffering. Temptation is suffering. Fear is suffering. Who has no hope? Who has no temptation? Who has no fear? There's no one is not fear. Fear. Fear is very suffering. Make it an end. Hope and fear and temptation when they last. Without limit. Only then we do the journey. What's the journey? Thinking of learning about impermanence, we need to meditate on this. Without going.
You have to
Without
meditate
going.
on impermanence.
Without going. Now, truth. 딱 빨리 설명을 줘. 딱 빨리. 내가 설명을 주면 딱 빨리. 그때 방지지. 방지.
Sentient beings experience deluded perception. We're confused, we're deluded. Our experience is one of delusion. And so we say that it is the deluded experience of not having really examined and understood how things are. It's an impure, deluded experience. So why do we practice the Dharma? It's because of that. It's because we're confused. That's why we need to practice the Dharma, because we're confused. What's the problem with being confused? The problem with being confused is that it's painful. We suffer. When we are confused, we suffer, and there's no way to escape that suffering until we clear away that confusion. And what kind of suffering are we talking about? All kinds. Birth, painful. Sickness, aging, death, that kind of suffering. The suffering of having hope and fear. Hope itself is painful, and fear and doubts, and we all have that. And so this is a painful situation, this deluded experience, the experience of delusion. And what is it like? How is it that we're confused? One way that we're confused is that we look around at all of these things around us right now and we think, this is going to last. This is going to last. That's a form of delusion. That's called fixating on permanence. That's called the delusion of thinking that all of this is going to last. And it's not true.
Why did we become such high level master? Why? One reason. Without procedure.
Through taking impermanence seriously and feeling a sense of weariness with samsara.
Without procedure, drop 직제는 처벌하죠. 진 직제는 처벌한다. 타마한테 이러네요. 처벌 니마 without procedure, if practitioner and non-practitioner divination who not like to hear or who not like to think about impermanence is non-practitioner. Practitioners, they often think impermanent. If impermanent touches their heart more deeper, they become more genuine practitioner. What is the genuine practitioner? Chanting Lord? No. Mind become more soft. Mind become more kind. Mind become more wiser. That is the success. Now we go. I already explained the perfect which too much. Then within that, they don't become too much.
So someone who has a very, the best kind of, or the highest level of taking impermanence seriously and feeling a sense of weariness with samsara, that's going to be the best Dharma practitioner. And someone who is kind of mediocre at taking impermanence seriously and feeling a sense of weariness with samsara, that becomes a mediocre Dharma practitioner. And someone who does it at the lowest level, who sometimes really thinks about impermanence and is involved in the Dharma, but other times is really much more concerned with worldly things, that person is kind of a Dharma practitioner, kind of. And if they don't at all consider impermanence and have that sense of weariness, as Rinpoche said in English, that kind of person is not a practitioner. That's what it means to be not a Dharma practitioner. So that's one form of delusion that I explained, right? To look at all of these things that are impermanent and to have some idea in our mind that they're going to last. That's one kind of delusion. The next kind of delusion is to regard things that aren't real with the idea that this is real. That's another form of delusion.
Okay. A simple question. All of you look at me, and all of you will say, you look at me, you look, especially to my face, right? You look at my face. I'm talking physical, normal face. You also normal eye. So you all looking to me. The question is, are you seeing my face or not? Hello? All of you seeing my face?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Who said no? Anyone said no? If there's anyone said no, I will say something. Yes. What? Who said no? No, okay. Yeah, let's take serious now. First, what is the definition of face? Is right? That not air is face, right? It's not included through air what we go out. Without this through air, and whatever is here is the face, right? Yes or no? Yes. When you look my head forward, you see my chin or not? Yes. Impossible. Look careful. When you look here, you see here. Right? What? You say what? No. Cannot. When you look one cheek, another cheek, you see? Yes. When you look there, you miss nothing.
Yes, definitely.
Look careful. What? Say. Not much time. Even you cannot see through eyeball. Why? When you look left, you miss the track. Even you cannot see the nose. When you look the top of the nose, you miss it. If you look this side, when you look not the side, you not see. If you look carefully, even you cannot see dot. If we cannot see dot. But we say, I fly from Kathmandu, I say, when we talk, Paro, we say Paro Dong, Paro Chichu, this is that. It's very loud, very low. If we really examine, even we cannot see dot.
A dot. Can't even see a dot.
Dot is size, pipe size. Sorry. In the pipe size, dot has size has sight, sight has pipe sight. Pipe sight, if you look one side, yes, then one side has pipe sight. If you go like that, then not.
So things aren't truly real. They're not intrinsically real. And And so to look at things that aren't intrinsically real from their own side and to hold the idea that this is real, that's another kind of delusion.
Make sense?
Yes.
Even you cannot pin upon face. Is this face? Where's forward? Is this forward or this face or this where? Where's face? No? Then where's face? No, only forward. Now face becomes forward. Then, what is this? Is still face or not?
All phenomena are not intrinsically existent from their own side. That's true. That's a truth.
I'm something because of everyone here.
So that is the second kind of delusion, to perceive all of these things which aren't intrinsically real and to think that they are. The third one is to perceive things or regard things that are unclean as if they were clean. That's another delusion.
I think over 30 years ago, one of the Westerns, they showed me microscope. Through microscope, we see things. Through microscope, we look face, human face. How this, how you do?
Bacteria.
Bacteria. How is it? Whole face, you physically know, nose area, the eye area. How is it moving? Everything is dirty. Nothing is clear. Not very dirty. Everything is shifting, moving, changing. And almost totally correct. You are okay. So, I will say one word, then I will make back at it. What time I will make? Little better? Oh, really? Then, listen.
Program, eh?
Shepherd, Choki. Now what? Choki. Now what? Shepherd, Choki. In West, they're calling, example, grass is green the other side. Or you can say, the donkey and the carrot, example. Donkey is carrot. And we laugh with your, but it's true. We are all of them. We are all of them.
Our mind is so gullible, it's so easily swayed, and these appearances are so seductive. We're just caught up in them instantly, all the time. We just spend our lives like that, just totally seduced by all of these things, these experiences. So these appearances are so seductive and our minds are so easily swayed, and we just spend our time, our consciousness, our mind just totally fooled, actually all the time, by all of these things that we experience. These unreal, illusory things fool our minds. They fool us.
How? Example, tree. So we need to be aware, we need to be smart. We take fully refuge to name, pain, power, and nature together. These all cheaters. These are fooling us. But we think this will really help and so ever. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it helps. But it's not reliable. So we need to know, yes, it is gullible, but it is helpful, okay, fun. But if it's too much serious, it gives so much pain and hurt and misery back. So I will explain about our thought, maybe not so beautiful. Mezabara Tangma, okay, better to say. No time, no time. I have an appointment. Okay, sir. Mezabara Tangma, in taking the Buddhism system, there is, we call Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, and Tibetan Buddhism is what? Three others. One we studied Theravada, Buddhism. Also we studied all the Mahayana texts. Also we have one more team, Vajrayana. So Tibetan Buddhism called three others. Now we're talking about the Thai islands, Burma, Sri Lanka. Buddhism is what kind of Buddhism? This Buddhism we call Theravada Buddhism. What they practice is Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. See, Sila is a discipline. Sila, Samadhi is meditation. Panya is Samadhi is Shile. Panya is Bhakti, you can say. And through that, what gain, what shift. Right now, in Thailand, there is 9 arahant alive. Life, everybody knows. There's 9 monks fully gain arahant state. Amazing. I went Thailand many times. It's good monks, it's amazing. So that is the achievement. So now, how does it get state? Resist what? That practice is form. Metaphor. Metaphor, the one from one, that metaphor. Metaphor, the one from that. Meta, Tuman, Toma, Dhamma. On that also now I am saying this one thing. We have desire. And we human lives, they're one of them. Actually, individuality has a different way of emotion. But generally, most of desire is male and female between desire is very strong. So that means being good, that means being bad, that means have harmony, happy, that means bring harm and hurt and suffering. This is very, how you say, scary emotion. So, Theravada's way of practice, they don't want to desire anything. They don't want to desire to the middle. So they will not touch the gold and money. And they will only keep true until path, no more. And their neck, put and eat, whatever they get, eat 2 times, nothing. Why? And they eat early, and they eat 12, before 12, the food is very good for nutrition, good for body, and good for mind. When they eat afternoon, it's heavy and bad for meditation. If we sleep early, like 9, 10 o'clock, it's good for health. If we sleep to 3 o'clock, it's not good. It's how the element moves. So Buddha's teaching is very logical. So there is waking up early is good. Sleeping is not 10, 11, at least is good. Now we have point, because they think a lot about impermanent no desire. No desire. But they know deeply, they know there is shelter. They need clothes. No more. Because it is impermanent, not reliable. It is extra burden. They know the logic. So number one problem is gone. Number two is a desire with man and female. Now they think about what is the beauty? What's the attraction? From man to woman, woman to man, why are they attracted? But the rich are so beautiful. What is beautiful shape? What is the shape? What is the shape? Shape, the skin. Because skin is correct and then inside some meat, then covered by skin, then okay. It takes skin out very well. How interesting. The upper part of what you have, lower part of what you have, you are the garbage box. We are the garbage box. We are toilet. We get in toilet, not once while, since we're born. Even we die in toilet. The inside of food, whatever we put in toilet is written. We water with toilet, we sleep with toilet, we eat toilet, we hug each other toilet, and with the way of the clean super, but we are toilet. We are walking toilet. So that is the kind of other way of thinking like that. And then the meditate on happiness. There's some relation to soul. 37 different types of blood, skin, bone, then medical. They also bring ingredient.
They bring skeletons.
And the food. And also they go cemetery. No desire. No desire is so easy. Because it's so easy. Then we get again. And what they meditate? Desire only meditate against they will not see anything. Only thinking of everything is impermanent, just detachment. Only through detachment you cannot make arahant state. Only knowing everything is impermanent, you will not gain the arahant state. Only thinking of ugliness. Of the toilet, walking toilet. It just makes you depressed or unhappy. It not bring arahant state. What these are relevant. It helps us to realize equalizing wisdom. Dhamma.
Yes, egoist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, the fourth is most important. Dhamma. That is the one. Dhamma is Shia, that is Shia. Shia is Dhamma. You say to me, some Jabati Shia. Children can really, and passing China, then one of the one. They exist, and what is it? They exist true life of Shanghai. In some of the comments about the true life of Shanghai, take some the cat, this one is Jen, she was founded of the Shanghai.
So how is it can overcome this fixation on the self, grasping or clinging to the self? How can this come to an end? Well, first, through contemplating the fact that all conditioned things are impermanent, we're able to let go of that fixation on the idea that things are going to last. That's a way of overcoming one kind of fixation, and what kind of delusion. And then when we investigate phenomena, when we really investigate how things are, and we find out that they're not intrinsically existent from their own side, then we can let go of that fixation on things as being real. And that kind of fixation is a second type of fixation that we can release and let go of. That's a second type of delusion that we overcome. And then when we come to understand that things that we otherwise consider to be very clean actually aren't, we can let go of that kind of fixation. The fixation on unclean things as being clean. And those three become the condition that allows us to then regard the self, examine the self. And then we can come to understand that this fixation on the self is a form of delusion because there is no self.
Makes sense?
Yes.
For Westerns, so those who are new, someone is totally new in Dharma teaching? No. You guys got teaching before? Yes or no?
Yes, that's all of it.
All of them. Very smart. Jewel and gem is here. Okay. Priceless gem is within our mind. Happiness is here. Bliss is there. Enlightenment is here. Buddha is here. Dharma is here. Sangha is here. Yeah. Know that. There is only for happiness to realize. In our Vegetarian tradition, we talk a lot about the man-manager. I will say, what is the real man-manager? Lama Guru. Guru means dark. Ru is light. Gu is what kind of dark? Mopa light. Ru is just the shape of Jnana. That is the Lama. This is the Guru. We need to get that. How to gain that? Yes, we visualize Sambhava and Sonnet.
To recognize the nature of your own mind is Guru Yoga. To sustain that without distraction is the best, the most supreme or sublime supplication. The Guru is not outside. The Guru is indivisible from your own mind.
Yesterday, many of our Buddhist students, some I know 50 years, some new, they all said, please come again, teach again. And I said, why? My question is, why? Why do you want me to come again and teach again? Why? Answer is, your way of teaching makes sense and relevant and touching heart. And we need this way of teaching. We need many teachings, but we don't understand that much. Your teaching touch our heart, change, and pure, and eye and tears. It touched my heart very deeply. I think it me little bit helpful. I will teach. Why? I'm going all over the world to teach. Why? For name? No. For money? No. Because some of my close friends says, you're going wrong place. You have thousands of monks, you have a lot of experts, you building big temples, you're going wrong. I said, why? You're going western. Huh? Westerns, you get flowers and chocolates, and that's all. You must go to Asia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, especially to Thailand. But why are you going to Russia or Ukraine? They hungry. They're very seriously. They want to learn now. And seriously they want to practice. In France, right now, 15 Westerns are doing 3 And in Buddha, they have 800 are doing 1 month from A to Z. And they said that 1 month, group, not individual, group for life change. The monks will lead, monks will practice at 4 sessions, 6:30 morning till 6:30. Everything will come back over. And then now they practice it, Sasum also. Sasum. And actually, one is very happy, not very, but a little sad. Not many Tibetans are that serious. When it's wrong, that's an old that is now the little process of Tibetans. That's not Japanese, not only the Buddhists, not only Buddhist followers, Brahman, Sufi, they have practice. So also, if any of you think my way of teaching is touching and relevant and easy, please join Deeper Excellence. Deeper Excellence, now online. You have, can you give? You have paper? Good. This is so good. Can you tell that? Any of you want to learn the Buddha Dharma online, or on the Institute, there's many classes. Uma class, no, Kenju class. Right now there's class, very profound teaching. Nisha Dhamma is online. Choki is online. Tapatarja will come online. Uma, few Umas online. This is option. So, one more. It's emotionally, when we can from Tibet, the refuge, when I was 8 years old, they married from Bhutan. They said to take my father to Bhutan. He and the young children, they went out to come back to Bhutan to live. They tried to win the Supreme Court. And they belonged to Nandama. And my father went when I was 10 years old and went to that area and did good change. And and also the late king, Jimmy Portugal, is very kind to me. When I said with one Dharma, he always would near me. The talk, share, the healing, he gave me many different beautiful things. He gave me one big radio, slowly radio. Still I don't forgot. That and very rare. So what I mean, whoever really want to learn Dharma, my way of teaching it may click, need to click. Number one is need to click. If click, then it's good. And not click, then bubble. Here, go. So I told definitely You can learn from online. Okay, I will stop here for a short moment, and then I will come back. And we will continue. Not my brother. Why we practice Dharma? Why? Dhamma.
To overcome our ego thinking.
Why we practice different puja? All puja, starting is Dhamma.
To overcome, to destroy our ego thinking.
Why the Dhamma?
Because until we overcome, until we destroy our ego clinging, for that long we will not be able to destroy our confusion. Until we do that, we can't destroy our confusion. And as long as we don't destroy our confusion, we can't destroy our negative emotions. And until we destroy our negative emotions, we're not able to overcome our karmic actions. Everything that appears and exists is the display of your mind. Grant the blessing that I may become to recognize it, that I may become able to recognize its nature. Self-awareness has intrinsically the three kayas spontaneously present within it. Grant the blessing that I may gain stability within this recognition.
Your Dhamma knowledge is rich. Don't become monk. Don't go to retreat, serve the country. Come here. Park.